Hey, everyone. So I know people are curious about the swarm. I saw some news on there in my some messages on my stuff there. What's going on my channel here? So hopefully we're actually live. It says we're live, but for some reason it's not showing up live on. Let me see if I can go to my page, my channel. Oh, there we are. All right. So nobody checking in yet, but just to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Let's see if I can do a quick share. I'm sure a lot of you guys will watch this later. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen again. Chrome tab. Facebook. All right, so this was the swarm that I was called on. That was one picture, and let me see if I got the other picture here. And that's the other picture. And by the time I got to the swarm, which was about an hour from the time the people called me, I loaded up my truck, drove 30 miles out there, and yeah, it was gone. And they didn't call and tell me it was gone. There was a few scout bees still flying around. So I put a swarm trap down underneath them, baited it with some swarm commander, and then went ahead and let me see if I can actually make this bigger over in StreamYard. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if that'll show or not. No. So I guess that's as big as I can show it to you. But yeah, that's kind of, it was a big swarm. And by the time I got over there and had it loaded up, it was gone. And they didn't call me. So I just left a swarm trap out there for, and hopefully we catch, there were some scout bees checking it out. Maybe we catch a cast off swarm or something like that. It was pretty large. I wish I could have got that one, but was not to be today. So I drove basically an hour round trip, burned my gas up, and left a swarm trap there. So that's what happened. So not as exciting as I wanted it to be. Definitely not as wasn't very good for the economy. Spending gas to go out there and everything, and it just the way it worked out for me today. Maybe we'll catch a cast off. Maybe we won't. Worst case, cost me some gas and a swarm bucket I had set up. So maybe we'll catch one. We don't know. Who's in there? Say hey if you're here. There's only 3 people watching, and I just want to do a little update because people were curious about it. It was like a cliffhanger. I was gonna do some video footage of when I got there and show everything, but it was gone. It was just some maybe a couple hundred bees up there, scout bees, because they were flying around looking for places. As soon as I hung that bucket, they were checking it out, going in and out, and maybe that'll be where they figure they're gonna stay from now on. Don't know. We'll just have to play that one by ear. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to stop in for a minute. Lee is busy getting ready for his crawfish festival this weekend, and he's doing lip balms and boxing up honey and all kinds of stuff like that. So I thought I would just stop in and let you guys know that what was going on. Let me see. All right, just checking my notifications here. But yeah, I'm just hanging out and getting ready to call it a night. It's been a long day. I got some new boxes. Lee, hey Lee. Yeah, they were gone. It looked nice too. I was so excited when I saw that picture. Maybe they'll come to the trap. We don't know. We don't know where they flew off to or anything. So I don't know why I've got a headset on. Nobody's here talking to me, and it's just sweating my ears up. But I'll send out an invite code. Lee's busy, but if anybody wants to come in and chat, we can definitely chat for a minute. Won't be no long stream, but it'll be a stream. Just trying to respect your time to get your stuff done, Lee, but you keep jumping on these YouTube chats. And so we put the link out. And I only streamed it on my channel, Lee. I wasn't going to take your channel over. Hijack it. But we were just on another channel a minute ago. And I don't know why I keep forgetting the survival. Lee, what's the name of that other channel? I keep forgetting it. It is, and there, let me see. I can go to YouTube. If I go to YouTube, it should show me what's live. Let me see. I just got a voicemail. Who just called me? Somebody just called me. Hard Luck Survival. We were on Hard Luck Survival earlier, so if you guys haven't checked that channel out, go check them out. Hard Luck Survival. We were on there a minute ago. Yeah, I had to go look them up. But I wasn't really planning to go live until I started reading comments about how I left people cliffhanging. Yeah, Bobby, people were saying I was leaving them cliffhanging on the channel about going to do a swarm capture and didn't do it live. And when I got there, the bees had already left, so wasn't much to do. It was a nice looking swarm. It was a nice looking swarm, and just couldn't get to them in time. So, of course, she didn't tell me when she called me at 5 that picture was taken at like noon, 12:30 this afternoon. So had she called me at 12:30 when she got the message, I would have been able to go over there and get them, no problem, because they would have still been hanging out. But she waited too long, and it's just, I guess it is what it is. People don't know what they don't know, right? When they see bees in the tree, they just assume, oh, I've got a swarm. They're just going to stay there forever, I guess. But I went and drove all that way, and they were not there any longer. That's funny. I get a voicemail, but I don't get a missed call. Why didn't I get a missed call? Don't know. But yeah, so that's it. Just hanging out. And Lee and I went on that Hard Luck Survival with Rob that was on the chat, in our chat on Tuesday night. So we went and checked that out and hung out in there for a little while, talked to little bees over there. I have 2 beautiful queens, one blonde and the other black, drones, male bees, and larvae, and 3 frames of cap brood. Awesome.
What's up, Bob?
Lee! You just can't get enough, man.
Oh, I'm still sitting here bottling honey and everything else.
Man, I knew you couldn't stay out.
Oh, no. It is hard, too.
Well, I wasn't even planning to go live after we got off the other stream, but I started reading the chat. People, they weren't getting on me. They're like, oh, cliffhangers, because I was on the way out there and I left them hanging. And, it was just me I was gonna try to do the Lee with the A-frame in the back of the truck and the pole to get them, but when I got there, they were gone. And then on top of that, I couldn't get. They were in the backyard, so I couldn't get my truck in the backyard anyway. So it would have been difficult either way. So now we got the swarm trap out there, and maybe we catch something.
Might get lucky and some come flying back through there.
Well, believe it or not, there was a lot of scout bees still going into the swarm bucket and checking it out. So never know.
Could be some scouts from another swarm. It could have been some of the foragers coming back.
I'm trying to figure out how that if that swarm tried to go in that bucket, I'm going to need a bigger bucket because I don't think that'll hold it. All them bees.
Yeah, a lot then.
That was a lot of bees, but just from the picture. But I don't know why people. Yeah, hey DC. No, I didn't get it, man. I wish I would have. When I got there, it was gone, and she didn't tell me when she sent me the picture that the picture was taken at about 12:30 in the afternoon, and she didn't call me till 5. And then it took me about an hour, 30 minutes to get my stuff together, ladder loaded up, and all that, and 30 minutes to get to her, and then they were gone. So yeah, DC, I have boxes, but I didn't have any bottom boards or migratory covers, but I fixed that today. I got 10 bottoms and 10 tops. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Now, I know I have no affiliation with Blythewood Bee Company other than they're local to me, and I like using them. That's it. I don't get paid, nothing to send people there, any of that stuff. But the thing is that I saved $100 today on that stuff because when I bought everything you buy there is kind of, how Man Lake used to do bee bucks where you got, I think they might still do it, but where you kind of get like reward points or reward dollars on every bit you spend. Mm-hmm. So between the stuff that I've bought there and everything else, yeah, I got 10 tops and 10 bottoms for $211 with tax. So it's about $10 a piece. That's like 50% off almost,
Ain't bad at all.
Or at least 30% off because it was like 3 something and then it ended up being 111. And then I got another text saying I had another $15 off the next time I come in. So they just keep roping me in, baby.
Come back and spend more, huh?
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you see Ricky put out a swarm video?
Yeah, it just popped up on my phone a minute ago, and then I seen you pop up about the same time.
Hey, see, we know who the superstar is on this show. It's not Bob Walker. It is Lee, because we had 3 people in here when I got on the stream, and now we got 11 after Lee joined in.
It's still on your channel, so they coming to see you.
So, yeah, I mean, the thing is with Blythewood Bee Company, I get a military discount, right? I get and so I get that, and I get those reward bucks, whatever you want to call them, the discount. So that's why I buy a lot of stuff there, just because of the discount, and I don't have to get it shipped. I can go in and pick it up and bring it home.
Yeah, we got Ricky in the comment section here.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that about his swarm video.
I don't have all 3 screens brought up now, so I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, I would put the second box on right now, Daniel, and I would put a yeah, thanks, Rob. And I'd put the second box on right now, Daniel, and I would pull up 2 frames of that cap brood to the top, or 3 to the top box to bring bees up there with them. Otherwise, you'll be catching them out of your neighbor's trees or your trees, or they'll be calling me and I'll be coming to get them out of somebody's trees. just kidding. Yeah, they do ship, DC. So if you're a veteran and you order from them, you got to, okay, so to get the veteran discount, if you don't live here, you got to call and talk to Abby. She's the manager. Well, first you go online and register. Then you call Abby and tell her you're a veteran. She'll apply the veteran discount to your account, and that way, every time you order, you'll get it'll get automatically applied even when you order online. So I have been unsuccessful, Ricky. I've been unsuccessful getting Swarm Commander at this point. So I might be having to hang out in your booth with Lee and you.
I got to get with Ricky pretty soon about something too.
It's Blythewood Bee Company. I might have a link. I might be able to toss the link if I got them on the screen. Let me see. Yep, Blythewood Bee Company. Let me just go to the website, and then I'll just go to the home, so you get the.
You want me to drop the home link?
If you got it up already, sure.
In the chat now.
You're faster than me. See.
That's why normally when we got people on here just in the chat and I see something, I go on one of my other screens, start pulling up, so it's ready.
If I had a small box truck, Ricky, I could be your shipping company. I could just come up and pick them and go deliver them for people, save you the trip.
I don't know, with fuel prices right now, it'd be better with a small truck.
I know, right? Definitely not diesel for sure. But right now it's just I met some people there today at the it's like now every time you get, for me, if I go to the bee store and they find out that I've got a YouTube channel, or I mean, it's just like even at the bee store, people are asking you questions, you know. So it's like it's always, I mean, it's just like constant, right? Constant stuff. Let me stop sharing my screen and get that out of the bottom. But yeah, it's just been one of those days, man. I got up, I went to the bee company, I came home, I painted lids and bottoms, and then it was like getting ready for dinner time, right? I went and chilled out and was watching some TV, and then my phone rang. I thought they were wanting some honey, but no, they wanted me to come get these phantom bees that were non-existent when I got there. So it's just crazy day.
Let's see, thinking about honey. I'm not finished with it yet. I got a few cases of honey I'm bottling today.
You know, I still haven't. I'm speaking of bottling.
That's 21 cases so far, and I'm still working.
Speaking of bottling, I've got the Date Ant finally sent me a thing saying that they've shipped my those labels I ordered.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't. I mean, I've gotten like the shipping document, but I don't have anything saying like I did before that, hey, we got the we got stuff coming in, or anything I can track it with or anything at this point.
Those are little things you looking for?
Hold on, I'm tabbed out. Yep, that's what I got coming. Let me see what there's chat going on here. Dennis, you're not that far from me at all. I'm still waiting on that call saying, hey, I'm going to the VA. And I'll be like, yep, I can go to the VA because it's only down the street from me. And we can meet up. Of course, we could. I guess I can't get in the VA hospital if I don't have something with the COVID restrictions. But you guys, these horizontal highs, man, you guys are knocking it out of the block with that. If they were just like lighter weight and you could mail them, that'd be awesome. And did I tell you what I did yesterday? Maybe the dumbest thing ever. I don't know, but we'll find out. I listened to Gus and those guys last night when they were talking about just merging nukes in with colonies and they'll accept the queen and all that. I did that yesterday. I took one of my nukes with one of those mated queens I bought. That was a smaller nuke, so it would have took a long time. But then I had a colony that was queenless, that was kind of struggling. So I just dropped the whole nuke in there. Queen, bees, everything right in the colony. Because the existing colony was on about 2 to 3 frames and 10 frames. And I added the nuke in there. So now there's about 4 frames of bees, maybe 4 or 5 frames of bees and brood and the mated queen. So, hey, you guys with those nukes, don't think I didn't ask them, did they have more nukes when I went up there today? She's like, no, these are all accounted for now. I'm like, damn. Because I was the size of those, you guys had me thinking about splitting right out of the gate. I was just going to buy some nukes and then split them immediately in half, right? One would get a queen, one wouldn't have a queen, and just let them roll. And they didn't have any, but probably a good thing because I'm about to the point now, guys, that I can't do it anymore. What I've got in the bank has to stay there. Otherwise, I'll be Ubering when we're supposed to be going live and stuff like that.
So you got to save some of that equipment. That way, when the flow's over, if you have to make any splits, then.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be making them in. I'll be shaking them into mediums, and I'll go 2 mediums and let them draw me some comb out. Oh yeah, for sure. One of those colonies, I put a picture in the community page, but I went in the next day and it was on all 10 frames. And DC, maybe Lee will give you a discount on his because it's used now.
Nah, can't get rid of that now. I didn't think about it. I should have got Ricky to sign it before he left on the inside of the lid or something.
Speaking of nukes, when's yours coming?
I'm hoping Sunday, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
Yeah,
I know they didn't get to make their own queens this year like they normally do, so they had to order queens, and they were coming in this past Tuesday, and then they were going to drop on the new nukes.
Read that. Bob, no hive beetle larva after 1 week with peppermint oil in the pollen patties. Only took 5 days before peppermint. That's the same thing I did with those nukes. I went in the next day. There was 10. The bees were on all 10 frames. You guys saw the video. I put the 5 nuke frames right in the middle. The next day, the bees were on everything. So I went ahead and broke up the brood box because it was warm, and I checkerboarded every other frame as a empty. And then I put the peppermint pollen patty on it, and they're going to town on it. May 4th at 3:30. That'd be great. The 3rd, I've got to go to the elementary school with the kiddos and do the presentation, which I'll have to find my old presentation over here and make some updates and do some of that. So would be great. Or you can come by here. I'm literally right down the road. It's straight down Garner's Ferry Road. So out towards the country, not towards the city. But that'd be great. Let me remove this comment now. But yeah, the peppermint, I'm going to tell you, I was when I first heard about it, I was a little bit skeptical. I was. However, I'll try anything once, especially if it'll help me get rid of beetles. And
definitely.
At this point in the year, I don't have much beetle problems. Like none.
I know it's been helping mine, and I mean, we normally got beetles pretty good down here in the south, and I've seen maybe one or two this whole year since I had peppermint in there. And hopefully it stays that way. Now, my number 4 yard, that's going to be the real test this year.
Because it's under the trees.
It's I'd say 25 to 30 foot kind of into the wooded area.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm glad that there's people other than me that are having the same results. And the reason I say that is because I also did other things this year in the winter to help with it. And you guys saying that it's helping you as well means it's working. And because I put down the black barrier, right? I put down wood chips, diatomaceous earth, all that stuff underneath it to try to help break the cycle. But the peppermint is keeping them out of the colonies at this point.
See, so here's what that number 4 yard is looking like. I mean, it's in the wooded area.
Yeah, that's kind of how mine was my first year. And they did really good over there because of the shade. But again, I split, right? And kept them 2 week. And then when the Beetles came, they just crushed
them. Now, this is standing in the driveway area of the property. You can see it's a little bit further up in there than the first picture looked. Yeah, I figure it's 25, 30 foot, maybe more. I'm not the best at that.
Now, you can drive all the way back to them?
Up to the distance where I just took that picture from. I mean, I could probably drive in there as long as it's dry, but they tried to bring a tractor in.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you can see the ruts right up in that area.
Yeah. Too soft.
Yeah.
So how are you going to treat those?
I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's basically a granule like triazicide or whatever.
Right.
Got it from Home Depot, and one bag is supposed to cover 2,500 square foot. I covered about 120 square foot with that whole bag.
Where's Jack?
And then I waited for it to rain a couple of times before I put halves. That way it soaks into the ground and not just sitting on the grass.
So Jack found our stream. He's the fellow that lives a few miles from me, like probably 5 minutes from me. And him and his wife came over, and they're the ones that went through the 15 colonies with me. And we saw like 3 beetles that day.
That's good.
And then they bought some peppermints, and yeah, it's crazy that it works like it does, because I would have never. You keep showing us that bag. It's not getting any lighter.
Oh, it's got lighter. That's just a big old bag, though.
Yeah, I've still got probably half a bag left of mine, and they're probably melting out there in the sun. But
that's a 5-pound bag there.
I told somebody today at the. It was funny. We had a little discussion, and he's a beekeeper, and he's like, "Oh, I've been catching swarms. Too bad they all been mine. You know, they've been swarming out." He says, "I can't keep them from swarming." And me being me, I didn't say it right off the bat, but I'm like, what do you mean you can't stop them from swarming? It takes them 16 days. That's 2 weeks to make a queen cell and for her to hatch out, which means you haven't checked them in at least 2 weeks. This is swarm season. You should be checking your colonies every week if it's swarm season in your area. And he was buying some more equipment, I guess, to split them out or to put the swarm he caught back into another box. And I said, I used to buy my frames like that. He was buying the wood like you. And I said, but I just buy the black plastic frames now. And he says, you don't have problems with hive beetles in those frames? And then I started going on about the peppermint. And I said, well, no, I don't have hive beetles anymore. And, told him about the peppermint. And they were gone. I mean, and he was a little bit skeptical because, he was talking about the little grooves in the black plastic frame. And I was like, yeah, I know. Do what you want to do. But I'm telling you what, $5 bag of peppermint and you won't have no hive beetles anymore. So, no, I don't have problems with hive beetles getting in there, even though this is my first year. Might later in the year, but right now I don't have any problems with them at all.
It is definitely working here for me.
So I Yeah, DC, I planted some blackberries and raspberries and some grapes this year, but grapes don't do anything for the bees, but um and the but the blackberries and raspberries should, but they're not really doing anything right now. It's just one of them you buy at the store. It's basically got a stick in a thing in a bag, or a box. So trying to get the trying to get things rolling. I'm just worried about later in the year because I was planning to by the end of the year be where I'm at right now. I mean, that was the goal, right? 30 to 40 colonies is what we had talked about setting as a goal because you and I have very similar tracks on how our beekeeping has gone. And I'm sitting at 32 right now. And, later in the year, it's going to be challenging because I don't know how many colonies this area can support. And when do I get to the point to where I'm getting the same amount of honey from more bees? That's not what you want, right? So then I'll start moving colonies.
Well, I think I sent you that Excel spreadsheet that I had before for the honey crop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what I did, I can go in there and put how much I'm getting out of each yard versus how many hives are in that yard. That way, if I'm pulling a lot of honey, I can put more hives there, but the next year it'll let me see the number of hives I got versus how much honey I pulled that year. If it's the same amount of honey, but double the hives, well, I'm just wasting hive space when I could put them on another location.
That'll be good knowledge next year, like every year going forward, but I don't have anything really to reference it off of for last year because of the way my colonies went from 4 to 15, right? So, I did over double last year. So, I'm getting to the point now to where I think I'm just going to be probably selling some late season nukes, late season splits, stuff like that, just to maintain, or I'll just nuke them all up and then sell overwinter nukes in the spring.
Yeah. You split them like that. You're going to do walkaways, or you're going to put mated queens, or you're going to try to do your own queens?
Oh God.
Big question.
I've got about an acre right here, but my land there's about 15 acres around me that's wooded with nothing on it. No houses, nothing that's behind me. That's not my land. However, the bees are free to roam wherever they roam back there, right?
Yeah, they don't know where the property line ended.
Right. All right, Bobby, thank you for stopping in. And so just I just don't know once you start getting more bees than they have, ability to forage, or how should I say this? I don't know. I don't know, in nature, how often is there a bee colony in nature? How close are they? Who knows? You don't know.
I know where I'm at. I mean, we've got acres and acres around here. I only have an acre and a half, but all the land that's around us is a whole bunch of tree lines. So, right. I mean, they got the lines to fly down, which they like tree lines, power lines, pipelines, stuff like that. And I mean, I'm nowhere near farm areas, so I don't have to worry about any spraying. And I think it's plenty to forage around my area.
Well, I mean, I hope, and I'm just getting to the point now to where I have them in the back or on the side, I would have to start moving colonies to the back of the property, whereas where I had a problem with it with the hive beetles. But they did well because they were not in direct sunlight, and it was a little bit cooler over there during the summer. So who knows? And my buddy says I can bring them out there, but that's a lot of work because I got to actually clear out wooded area for them to be on. And, I have to take scrub oaks down and saplings and all kinds of stuff just to set up a stand. An
DC,
acre.
you saying that's 1 kilogram or 1,000 pound?
Oh, nice. 6 or 7 organic farms. Well, around here, we've got these strawberry producers that are, I don't know, a couple miles in one direction, and then they got a big facility a couple miles the other direction. Like I'm sandwiched between 2 strawberry patches, so I'm hoping my bees get that far by the crow fly, 1,000 pounds.
That's a lot.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, I still think we need to call Disney up since they're so politically correct and go ahead and get Disney to sponsor a farm. I'll put Donald Duck's face on a bottle of honey. I don't give a damn if they're going to buy it. They used to have Donald Duck orange juice. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one.
So they had orange juice that had Donald Duck's face on it. It was called Donald Duck orange juice. We should have Donald Duck's honey. I mean, he's a beekeeper, for God's sakes. It is true. If you haven't went and watched it yet, you need to go watch Beezy Bear. Strawberry patches here too. Yeah, so that's what's around. I mean, lots of trees and wild flowers. We got a bunch of crimson clover coming up now.
I don't know the answer to this question. Do you, Bob?
I don't know either. Where's Hillbilly Beekeeper when you need him? Watch, I bet you it's Peppermint. I bet you.
I'm going to star and save it in there.
Hold on, I'll Google it. Let me Google it. Natural tick remedy. Natural tick remedies. Cedar oil spray. Eucalyptus oil. Neem oil. Apple cider vinegar. Natural citronella oil, tea tree oil, peppermint essential oil. So it says simply mix 9 drops of citronella essential oil, 6 drops of tea tree essential oil, 6 drops of peppermint essential oil, and 1 tablespoon of, let me see if I can get where'd it go? Where'd the recipe go? And 1 tablespoon of either almond oil or jojoba oil. Give it a shake and apply on the bare skin. It should keep the ticks off you for a good long while. So peppermint is in there.
Yeah, like DC says, if you're going to put that in a blender, it will destroy it. So you might want to buy an extra one that's real cheap. The oils are real strong in your rubber O-rings and gaskets. It will eat them up.
Well, rubber is oil-based as well. So the oil dissolves the oil.
And DC left a comment up here talking about bees getting a lot more from trees. Our main flow here in South Louisiana is the tallow tree. I mean, we get privet bushes, stuff like that, but the tallow, that's our major flow.
When should your tallow start?
I'm going to have to check my Excel spreadsheet on that. I do not remember offhand because I just started keeping track of this last year.
You got Excel spreadsheet for everything.
I'm OCD on certain stuff. All right.
uh,
Tallow, according to this last year, it started budding 4/25. So April the 25th was getting buds. And about the end of the first week of May, we started getting some flowers on it. And then it started flowering hard all the way to the middle of June. And then it started tapering off.
I'm trying to the beekeeping calendar. Flows for South Carolina, Bee Source Beekeeping Forums. Let me see. Oh, I hate forums. I don't see anything on there. Honeybee forage map information.
I think I'd pulled that up, but everything it showed me for Louisiana was like North Louisiana. I'm going to bring up my Excel sheet right here real quick.
Evidently, I'm in region 12, which is the same region you're in.
This is just what I'd made myself here on the computer, but basically January and February is all red, no flow. And my tallow started up, like I said, around April 25th is when it was started in the bud. And then the flow come in, tallow stops. But then we got the clovers.
Holy crap, this has got a long list. So if you go to honeybeenet.gsfc.nasa.gov, they've got a map, and you can click on your state and your zone in the state, and it'll tell you what different months things start to bloom. So, like, let's see, what's coming up here?
Yeah, DC, I got 3 32-inch monitors right here, so I can pull up quite a bit of stuff.
So our bitterweed here don't start till May, normally.
Our bitterweed's already pretty much died out. After the bitterweed, we got some, I think it was hawk's beard we got a little bit of.
In month 5, we get watermelon, aster, Spanish needles, beggar ticks, burr marigold, stick tights, pitchforks, tick seed, bitterweed, sneezeweed, smartweed, knotweed, fleecefower, sumac, sugarbush, lemonade berry, sourwood, sorrel tree, Chinese tallow, vegetable tallow, palmetto, cabbage palm. And then in June, we get cotton, lima bean, cowpea, black-eyed pea, milkweed, butterfly flower. It's a whole, I mean, there's a ton of them.
And then DC said you can also look like a allergy site for your area. It should pull up like the allergens. I mean, you would think higher pollen content there.
So Honeybee Net is part of NASA, Goddard Space Flight Center. Who knew? It's crazy. But it's pretty neat little chart here. So it says in June, a lot of pepper, a lot of vegetables, right? And sunflowers. But May, which is coming up on us. Well, see, April, we get the honeysuckle, the Yopon holly, tulip poplars, whitewood, honey and sweet locust, honey shuck, lots of different stuff. Buckeyes, horse chestnuts, privet, huckleberry. So lots of red clover. Well, I've seen that everywhere. Red clover, crimson clover. All the clovers are blooming right now.
There you go, DC. I just dropped that link.
So yeah, and it has every state on it, so it's not just like for here. So let's see what Lee's is in Louisiana.
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 What most of them say.
So in April, you should have corn, tick seed, marigold, Indian blanket, sweet clover, horse mint, wild bergamot, bee balm, cone flowers, Johnson grass, crimson clover, red clover, all the clovers, Dutch clover, reverse clover, and vetch. Oh, you guys got a lot. Elderberry, buckhorn, privet, huckleberry, leatherwood, Yopon holly, vine peppers, bindweed. And then next month, you guys get the bitterweed and the Spanish needles and all that Bermuda grass, mulberries. What the hell's a lemonade berry?
I've never heard of that one.
And your Chinese tallow starts in May. So in the next couple weeks, you should be on the money when it comes. So
about time to start throwing Super Zone pretty hard.
You know, I got supers on, man, but they're not drawing them like that.
Well, number one hive that I have that my good queen swarmed out of while I was working 712s. I went back there and checked it the other day. They got 2 supers completely full of nectar. One of them's capped off, and the other one's about half capped already. And they don't have a queen either. They just stored.
You know that big nuke that I got out there that was on 10 frames. We're down to one viewer. Is that me? It says one viewer.
Yeah, we had several people just commenting right then.
I don't know. Maybe it's something with well, it only shows 2 watching now on mine. I don't know. Maybe it's a glitch. Who knows? But at any rate, the that nuke, I'm just wondering, because it was so strong, how much honey it can actually make. I mean, it was drawing comb out like a beast the other day. I mean, those frames, they almost had one whole, I won't say one whole side because that what would mean it was all the way full depth, right? But they had one whole side that had a low level of comb on it, which is pretty good for 24 hours. Not even 24 hours, 12 hours, you know. They started drawing it up. And I didn't go in them today, but I will tomorrow because I want to make sure they're not trying to make some queens. And I need to find a colony I need to drop in my new observation hive and get it.
My number one hive that the queen swarmed out of, I had to take a frame of eggs and larvae from another hive, drop back in there, try to hope they'll draw me out a new queen.
I was so hoping I would have got that swarm because I was gonna, if it was a real big one, I was just gonna split those swarm bees into colonies that needed bees and leave her a bit smaller and let them rip. But was not to be. Literally.
I'm hoping I might have a little time tomorrow to go into mine, but I'm not sure. I got to get all this stuff here loaded up in the car and be over there at the expo center at 6 o'clock to drive my car into the place and then unload it.
6 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
PM.
Well, you get up at the ass crack of dawn anyway, so.
Yeah, but I'm off tomorrow. I might sleep till 7.
Get a whole extra 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's
well, that and I have a 4 foot, a 5 foot, and a 6 foot table that I use for the farmers market. Well, I've got 2 6 foot tables I can't use because I got multiple monitors on one of them. Then I got 3 printers over there on the other 6 foot table. So I got to go buy a new table tomorrow.
Yeah, Johnny, I put a brand new Swarm Commander vial in there as I was leaving, but there was actually bees checking it out before then, climbing up in the hole and going in there. So who knows? They might go back in the morning and say, "Hey guys, we found the spot." But that swarm was just out there so long that it surprised. I mean, they were out there 5 hours before she called me, and I got there like 6:15, and they took off. There was only a handful of bees still up in the tree, kind of flying around and flying down around the base and checking everything out. Yeah, I'm hoping. I would love to get that call. Hey, we got a ton of bees going in and out of that bucket. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Hopefully they call and say, hey, you need a bigger bucket.
Yeah, they're hanging off the bottom. I'll just take when I go, I would probably just take a bucket or take them. I would probably just take a 10 frame deep with some old comb in it and just dump them in there and lock them in and then bring them back, which I took all that today. I took a screen bottom board deep. I took 2 Pro Nukes and one of my other nukes with the bottom was on it because I just didn't know. You never know from a picture. They might have zoomed that thing in really close and make it look huge, and it could have been like this big.
Then you got some people call, man, they got tons of bees here. You get over there and it's softball size.
Right.
They don't realize a ton of bees. I mean, that's a lot of bees.
Well, they're freaking out about, there's still a few hundred bees up there. I'm like, yes, but a few hundred bees when there was 50,000 bees there an hour ago, So we'll see if they move in tomorrow.
Yeah, I was looking through my YouTube page, or not my YouTube, but my subscription page earlier. I see Rodney Middleton done posted his 19th swarm.
Yeah, I know. He's catching them like crazy up in the upstate.
He's getting lucky.
Well, he's working North Carolina. He's like right on the border of North Carolina, South Carolina, I think. So he's working like both areas, I think.
Usually our peak swarm time here in Louisiana would be like the middle of April, and I've only got 2 swarms so far.
That's the first call I've got. I wouldn't expect it. They actually saw my my honey post in one of the groups. Somebody shared it to one of the groups out there, so they called me to see if I would come get them. Absolutely, free bees are my thing.
Heck yeah. Give them a card and tell them anybody else that has one, send them my way. Good night, Richard.
Let me see. Oh, well, hey, that's fine because after a rain is when they typically like to swarm out. Hey, Richard is the one that I sent the swarm commander to, right?
I would have to check my email list.
About the size of a large beach ball, swarmed in 2 weeks ago. Hey, well, hopefully, if you did a cutout, you got the deal where you just cut it out and you didn't have to repair anything. You just had to destroy it to get them out. Those are the best ones, where you don't have to repair the destruction.
Yeah, Robert Simpson was the swarm commander.
Robert?
Yeah.
Not Richard.
Nope. It's
Okay.
Robert Simpson in Alabama.
Let me see. Trying to do multitask here. Sorry, guys.
And just no, never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think I'm getting ready to get off here tonight too. You got work to do, man. What are you still doing up?
I've still got 10, 12, 14, 16. I got 20 cases of honey back here, and I still got a few more cases that I got to finish bottling up.
But
Plus, I
I
think
mean, you
another
don't have to
70.
take them over till 6 tomorrow night, so you're not like pressed.
Yeah, I still got a lot of time tomorrow. But I got 20 done so far, so I mean that's a good start. Still got a few lip balms I got to label also.
All right. Well, guys, we'll try to post some more content out there tomorrow. And maybe, who knows, maybe we get the swarm after all. And we'll see. I'm not holding my breath on it, but we're going to, if maybe they'll start, swarms have been kind of spotty around here. There hadn't been that many, at least I haven't gotten called on that. That's the first one I got called on. So we'll see. But a lot of people around here know I do bees now. So I'm Bob and I do bees. That's Mike Berry's thing, right? I'm Mike and I do bees.
Yep.
I do bees.
Remember,
too.
that ain't a how-to channel. It's how he do.
It's a how I do video. And we'll see you guys on the next go round. How about that, Lee?
Sounds good to me. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.